What if I told you the sons of God from Genesis 6 didn't just corrupt humanity, they became the gods of Saturn worshipped across every ancient civilization? If you're tired of surface-level Bible studies and want to unlock 3 biblical mysteries about the Saturn conspiracy, get ready. What you'll learn today could transform your understanding of prophecy, spiritual warfare, and even our modern world. Here's what changed everything for me, and thousands of believers worldwide. Ready to question everything you thought you knew about the sons of God? Welcome to Step Into Scripture, where we dive deep into the Bible's most astonishing enigmas. I'm your host, and today we're unpacking Derek P. Gilbert's Saturn connection, a theory shaking up how Christians understand Genesis 6, the Watchers, and end times deception. Here's what you'll discover. Mystery number 1. Why every ancient civilization worships Saturn as their chief god. Mystery number 2. Astronomical evidence linking the Watchers to planetary deception. Mystery number 3. How this connects to end times prophecy and what's happening in our world right now. One of these might just go viral, so stay tuned. Then consider this. Is this heresy or hidden truth? Here's the twist millions are debating. What if the gods our ancestors worshipped weren't myths, but the actual fallen sons of God from Genesis 6, masquerading as planetary deities? This isn't New Age mysticism. This is supernatural Bible study meeting archaeology, and the evidence will shock you. Let's unlock mystery number 1, the universal Saturn phenomenon. From Babylon to Rome, Egypt to the Celts, every ancient civilization crowned Saturn as their supreme deity. Not the sun, not the moon, Saturn. Babylonians called him Ninurta, the Romans Saturn, Greeks Kronos, all described as a divine being cast down from heaven who ruled the earth. Genesis chapter 6, 1-4 tells us about the sons of God who descended to earth. But what if these weren't just any divine beings? What if they became the gods of Saturn worship, demanding loyalty and sacrifice? Coincidence or conspiracy? But it gets crazier. There's astronomical evidence that backs this up. Before we dive in, comment below. Which ancient Saturn god have you heard of? And subscribe, because where we're going next will change how you read the Bible. Now, mystery number 2, the astronomical deception. Ancient texts say Saturn was once the brightest light in the sky, brighter than the sun. Modern plasma physics suggests Saturn could have been a brown dwarf star in our solar system. Multiple cultures describe a cosmic catastrophe where Saturn fell from its throne. The Watchers may have used this event to present themselves as the gods of Saturn, gaining worship and authority. Isaiah 14-12, How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Think about it. What better way to deceive humanity than to align yourself with a visible, dramatic event in the heavens? The book of Enoch says the Watchers taught forbidden knowledge, including astronomy and astrology. Were they teaching humans to worship them through planetary observation? How does the Saturn conspiracy apply to us now? If the Watchers established deceptive worship systems in the ancient world, what makes us think they've stopped? Look at today's obsession with astrology, New Age spirituality, even pop culture's fascination with cosmic symbols. The same spirits that masqueraded as Saturn gods are active today, just using different methods.
Mystery Hash 3, the End Times Connection. Derek Gilbert suggests Saturn worship isn't just ancient history, it's prophetic preparation. Revelation 12 describes a final cosmic war. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, for the devil is come down unto you. The ancient Saturn system may have been a rehearsal for the man of sin in 2 Thessalonians 2, when humanity will worship a false Messiah. If the Watchers used cosmic events to deceive before, could modern technology, space phenomena, or even UFOs be preparing us for the ultimate end times deception? So what do we do with this info? First, Realize spiritual warfare isn't just personal, it's cosmic and historical. The same entities that descended upon Mount Hermon, the rebellious sons of God from Genesis 6, didn't simply vanish after the flood. Instead, they embedded themselves into the mythologies, religions, and power structures of nearly every ancient civilization. But here's the twist. They did it under a new identity. Their leader, Saturn. Across Babylon, Egypt, Greece, and Rome, Saturn wasn't just another god, he was the king of gods. The Babylonians called him Ninurta, the Romans called him Saturn, the Greeks Kronos. But the core story was the same, a powerful ancient deity associated with time, judgment, and a lost golden age. Gilbert argues that this isn't a coincidence. It's a coordinated spiritual deception. The Watchers, those ancient sons of God, positioned their leader as the supreme ruler, masquerading as Saturn, the one who controlled time, fate, and even the destiny of nations. But what if the Genesis 6 rebellion was about more than just angels breaking heavenly rules? What if it was about establishing a counterfeit kingdom, a shadow government, with Saturn as the imprisoned king awaiting his chance to rule again?
In the second coming of Saturn, Gilbert reveals a chilling pattern. Ancient texts and occult traditions await the return of Saturn's reign, a prophesied new golden age. But Scripture paints a different picture. These fallen entities are imprisoned, awaiting final judgment, not a triumphant return. 2 Peter chapter 2:4, God did not spare angels when they sinned, but cast them into hell. Here's where it gets truly mind-blowing. When you see black cubes in architecture, hexagons in pop culture, or Saturn's rings in logos, Gilbert argues you're seeing the fingerprints of this ancient rebellion. The black cube? It's both Saturn's prison and his altar. The hexagon? It's Saturn's storm, a cosmic signature that occultists believe is a sign of his power. These aren't just random shapes, they're spiritual markers. A secret language of rebellion passed down through the ages, hiding in plain sight. So, what does all this have to do with your life today? Every time you hear someone say, "It's written in the stars," or see astrology trending, remember, the same entities who corrupted humanity before the flood are still at work, redirecting worship from the Creator to the creation. Gilbert warns that the belief in planetary influence, especially the obsession with Saturn, echoes the Watchers' ancient strategy. It's about control, distraction, and ultimately, deception. Ephesians 6:12, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places." This isn't just harmless superstition, it's a battle for your heart, your allegiance, and your worship. If this Saturn connection mystery just blew your mind, smash that like button and share this video with someone who needs to see the truth. The Watcher's deception only thrives in darkness, but when we expose it with Scripture, it loses its grip. Stay curious, stay thoughtful, and keep looking for God's truth in every era. Now, let's extend the exploration with practical, engaging context that keeps you hooked from start to finish. Imagine walking through a world where hidden forces whisper from the shadows of history, guiding myths, calendars, and iconography. Picture a timeline where the same storyline reappears in every culture. A powerful ruler who claims to govern time, fate, and the destiny of nations. That ruler is Saturn, but the people who worshipped him called him by different names: Kronos, Ninurta, Saturn. Yet the core claim remained the same. Time itself is a weapon, and the ruler of time controls humanity's future. Synchronicities begin to pop when you see modern architecture and brand logos echo the same shapes you find in ancient temples. The black cube you notice in a contemporary building isn't just a design choice. It's a symbol with a decades-long history in conspiracy imagery. The hexagon appears in science illustrations, honeycomb motifs, and even sports logos. The claim here isn't that every hexagon or cube is a sign from a hidden order, but that such shapes have carried meaning across continents for millennia. If a pattern repeats across vast stretches of time and culture, there's often more than meets the eye. This is the kind of detail that invites viewers to pause, re-examine, and question what's right in front of them. Let's talk about evidence too, not just sensational claims. The Book of Enoch's account of the Watchers is more than a curiosity. It's part of a broader ancient discourse about knowledge, how it is shared, who is allowed to steward it, and what happens when forbidden knowledge slips into everyday life. Astronomy, astrology, and the changing heavens were not mere curiosities in ancient minds. They were maps of power and prophecy. The Watchers allegedly taught human beings to interpret the skies, to chart the stars, and to worship celestial phenomena. If that's true, then today's fascination with astrology isn't just a hobby, it's a living echo of an old pattern, a reminder of how temptation can slip into daily routines through screens, memes, and trending topics. But this isn't just a history lesson, it's also a call to action. The spiritual warfare lens isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. If the cosmic deception is real in the sense described here, then the antidote is not cynicism or retreat, but grounded, practical faith. Arm yourself with scripture, but also with discernment. Test what you read, watch, and share. Talk with others who bring thoughtful questions to the table. Consider how modern technology, mass media, and global networks can amplify or suppress truth, and how communities of faith might respond with humility, courage, and charity. In this light, a few concrete steps you can take today. Start a conversation with a friend or family member about the Genesis 6 narrative and the Watchers, focusing on what the story teaches about wisdom, temptation, and accountability. Research with care. Compare multiple translations of key verses, read reputable scholarly commentary, and distinguish symbolic language from literal claims. Curate your media intake. Balance intriguing theories with solid biblical exegesis and historical context to avoid echo chambers. Pray for discernment and wisdom to navigate complex topics without arrogance or fear. Share resources that encourage critical thinking and respectful dialogue, rather than sensationalism. Finally, remember the core truth at the heart of this exploration. Faith invites us into a living relationship with the Creator, not into a labyrinth of fear or superstition. The Bible presents a consistent pattern of warning against worshiping creation rather than the Creator, while also inviting believers to understand the spiritual forces at work in the world. The Saturn conspiracy framework is a provocative lens, one that challenges us to examine how ancient themes reappear in modern culture and to respond with a robust, informed faith. If this Saturn connection history just blew your mind, smash that like button and share this video with someone who needs to see the truth. The Watcher's deception only thrives in darkness, but when we expose it with scripture, it loses its grip. Stay curious, stay thoughtful, and keep looking for God's truth in every era.